Welcome back, everyone, once again to the NRUK Cup Series for race number 9 of Season 4, or Season 5 even here, of the NRUK Cup Series. We are ready to go racing today around the high banks of Talladega Superspeedway, and this one should be crazy. It's Talladega. Anything can happen between these drivers, and we're on for a great day of racing. Let me tell you that. 29 laps around this facility. And really, anyone can win. It's one of these races, one of the only races in the year where, anyone's in with a chance. Literally anyone could come through with a victory today. So those who are lower down in points and for the underdog teams, they'll be looking to secure a victory today and potentially maybe even force their chances at an unlikely wildcard spot for the NRUK Cup Series chase. Be around 9 here, and only just about half the season left of the regular season left now. And without further ado, let's get into your starting lineup for today's race. William Seaman is on pole position for Joe Gibbs Racing today. To his outside, Tim Gary starts in second. Then we have on the second row Jeff Bright and Alex Fletcher. Nathan Stapleton starts alongside Roman Fenway, who's coming in looking for back-to-back NRUK Cup Series victories. On the next row, we have Nolan Scott and Joe Rutkowski, and then Max Rossi starts 9th and Sebastian Dupain in 10th with a great qualifying effort for Aflac Racing. Cody Smart, the Daytona 500 champion, looking to claim another Super Speedway win today. He starts on row number 6 alongside Keegan Thompson. Then we have Thompson's teammate Eli Bright in the 88 alongside Brennan Soderland, with Trey Barto, who came also close at Vegas last time, alongside John Stewart. Then we have Zachary Fitzwater Sr. and Evan Hunter. JJ Reed and Mac Johnson round out the top 20. On the next row, Mathis Wells and Mitchell Collins. Then we have RCR teammates Elias Leighton and Riley Snare. They're going to look to work together to get up towards the front today. Zidell starts alongside Logan Williams. What season Zidell's having in that 34. We have Felix Janssen and William Duncan. Code Red is alongside Kyle Hunter. Then we have Brandon Beal and Akira Saito. Hawk Spletzer is alongside Christian Vargas. Then we have Jeremy Baylor and Brett Sirra. Anderson Reed is alongside Peter Willey. Then we have Anthony Charbois and Zachary DeLello. And on the final row, Riley Spurley-Chupe, who failed post-qualifying inspection to start from the rear, and Colton Yo, who spun during his qualifying run. Means Stuart Haas Racing both have to come from the back. And those guys should be able to do it. It's Talladega. It's one of these types of racetracks. So for them, it should not be a problem. But we're going to get these cars rolling off the grid here. And 29 laps. A lot of things can happen. We're going to see free wide racing all day long. Along with wrecks, photo finishes, you name it. We could have it today at Talladega. The cars are rolling off the grid then. William Seaman and Tim Gary, two guys in a desperate need of an NRUK Cup Series victory to boost their chase hopes. They're going to need it, that's for sure. And today they have a great opportunity, but it is so wide open. Anyone can really win this race today. It's all about being in the right place at the right time. You've got to avoid the wrecks, get a little bit of luck in there as well, and come out on top when it matters most. A long pace lap here. Look through the rest of the field. Roman Fenway is going for back-to-back wins. It's a quite a regular thing that we see happen here in the NRUK. Keegan Thompson is one guy to do it. Jake Richardson also. Evan Hunter is another guy that's seen himself have back-to-back victories before. So, that's just something that Fenway can kind of cling on to and hope to, emulate those NRUK greats once again today. Other drivers really do need a good performance today. The likes of Seaman and Tim Gary. Alex Fletcher still has had a poor year, but a good run at Vegas last time will give him hope coming into today's race. There's Jeff Bright, who's had a very bang average season by his standards so far as well. Nolan Scott, the reigning champ, has had a lot of struggles. He also starts inside the top 10. So a lot of guys looking to get their seasons back on track today at Talladega. 29 laps. It's a long old race, so you got to keep your car clean. And again, reiterate, be in it at the end. Again, these Stuart Haas guys are really going to need to come from the back, but that should be easier than usual. Of course, this style of racing allows these guys to kind of shuffle very regularly compared to some of the other tracks we visit on the NRUK schedule. But the pace car is down pit road. The start-finish line at the end of the Tri-Oval here at Talladega. Big opportunity for someone today to pick up a victory. Pace car down pit lane. William Seaman and Tim Gary lead the field of 42 to the start-finish line. And the flagman is going to get ready to wave the green flag in the air. We're racing at Talladega. Good start from William Seaman there, but they're 3 wide already. Max Rossi leading the charge on the inside lane, but look at Jeff Bright out in front. Can he try and grab the lead on lap number 1 as these guys are getting dicey in the early stages at Talladega? Look how quick these guys are hitting their speeds. Of course, these big spoilers allow for these guys to get massive runs down the front stretch and back stretch. We're going to go 4 wide already here. Can they make it work at Talladega? I think everyone's just about still going at this point, but yeah, they're racy early on, that's for sure. 4 wide in the middle there. It's Alex Fletcher and Keegan Thompson. They're almost 2 rows deep 4 wide here. But they're making it work for now. Let's see if they can continue that. Lap number 1 was led by Max Rossi. It's now Eli Bright who's come out on top. And now he is in the lead of this race. So fast-paced, action-packed start here. And Eli Bright leading the charge on the outside lane. Oh, there they go already. They've wrecked already. And it was almost inevitable that that was going to happen. Keegan Thompson's involved in it. Someone else around. Oh, Zachary DeLello is piled into it. Alex Fletcher's bad season continues. Jeff Bright, Joe Rutkowski. Zachary DeLello's all torn up. And after lap number 2, some of these guys who are just racing way too aggressive, way too early on, have gone and wrecked. And William Seaman, the pole sitter, is also out. Jeff Bright with damage. Nathan Stapleton, Riley Snetter's horrible year continues. And you've got to ask, what were these guys doing racing so hard so early on? Alex Fletcher's car's all torn up. Roman Fenway has big damage on his car. Keegan Thompson, massive damage. Brennan Soderland as well. What were they doing racing that hard early on? We're going to cut down the field here by quite a lot as these guys wreck on lap number 2. What were they thinking? We're going to find out as we're on the caution already here at Talladega. And if we take a look here from the helicopter cam, it was this 4 wide that was just not going to work. You see, this wasn't the only 4 wide move. Dupain, Fenway, Rutkowski, Fitzwater are also trying to attempt this, and it just doesn't work. It just rarely works at these sort of racetracks. And you see, going down the backstretch, it's Nathan Stapleton and Keegan Thompson. They get pinched together there. That sends them up into Jeff Bright. There's Alex Fletcher getting involved, and they all just sort of pile in. I believe the 20 of Alex Fletcher here, as he's sliding down the track. You see the 20 here. He was clean. He was through the wreck, and Zachary DeLello just absolutely nails him. DeLello was trying to gas it to get past the wreck, and it could not make it happen. Go on the Monster Energy onboard camera now with Joe Rutkowski. He's out of today's event. It's a super speedway race, and he is done. The one really just a kind of innocent bystander there. Nothing he could do at all. Next up, we're going to go on with Jeff Bright, who's wearing the Chevrolet Camaro visor cam for us today. Going to go inside with the 9 car and see what his view was of it. Nothing really that Jeff could do, and he's going to have a tough ask now to make the NRUK chase. See there, nothing really that Jeff Bright could do. Get one more angle here from William Seaman, the pole sitter. Had a good start to his day, but after 2 laps, it is now over. Under caution for the first time today, probably not the last time, and going to be quite a few out from this wreck. Going to head back racing here on lap number 7 out of the race. Zachary DeLello, he's wrecked out of this one. So has Alex Fletcher as well. William Seaman is out and so is Jeff Bright. He is also retired. Code Red a lap down. He had an issue before the start, pulled his car down pit lane with a problem, so Code Red already experiencing issues. He's somewhere in and amongst this pack, I believe, and multiple others here are with damage as well, so they could potentially be lap cars later on in this event, which the leaders will not like to see. They can have a big effect on super speedway races, these lap cars, and the likes of Stapleton, Fenway, Thompson are all going to be kind of in that position when we get to crunch time later. So but they're trying to continue on, pick up as many points as possible that they can. That being said, that leaves us with a unlikely top 10 here, and some names in the top 10 that you might not expect to be here, but they are going to have a good chance now. We've seen some of the bigger guys wreck out. Eli Bright leads the way in the 88. He's in first. John Stewart in second. Third for Nonigan Scott. Fourth for Mitchell Collins. Fifth is Justin Zidell. Sixth is JJ Reed. Seventh for Felix Janssen. Eighth is Max Rossi. Ninth, William Duncan. And rounding out the top 10 is Akira Saito. But again, to name some of the underdogs that are up here: Christian Vargas, P11, Brandon Beal, P13. How about Hawk Spletzer in P14 for Blue Jay Motorsports, doing a nice job right now. Again, underdogs, they've got a really good chance today, but it's currently our race winner who's already won this year out in front. That's Eli Bright. He's in the 88. He's going to lead us back to the green flag as we get underway on lap 7. Let's try for a longer stint this time. Green flag in the air. We're back underway. And the 32 jumps high early on. Eli's teammate Nonigan Scott jumps up there with him, but it wasn't the move at all, and Justin Zidell's going 3 wide to the inside. Eli's going to keep the lead for now as they're going to go down the back stretch. And everyone else going to fan out behind him. Going to not be too many quick cars here in the lead groups. That might minimise the chance of a wreck as Zidell gets the inside lane with a push from JJ Reed and Felix Janssen. Can Zidell get out in front, get a bonus point for leading a lap? Be helpful if you could do it, but Reed's going to be chomping at the bit, trying to pick that up, and he's going to get help here from Felix Janssen on the inside lane. Through the tri-oval they will go. Spread out. JJ Reed will lead the lap. Got a lead group here of about, I'd say, 21, 22-ish maybe. Someone just clinging on, likes of Peter Willey at the back there. You can see just hanging on to the draft right now in the 15 for Premium Motorsport. Anderson Reed, Trey Bartow still in with a chance. A fair amount of cars still going, including Evan Hunter and Colton Yost. So it's about 29 still in the lead pack, still in with a good chance at the victory. JJ Reed led them down the backstretch, but look at the push that Zachary Fitzwater Sr. is getting from Riley Spurleytube. Spurleytube started on the last row. He's already up to the front within 8 laps here, so it just proves how easy it is to work your way up from the back in a fast race car like Spurleytube has in the 10. And him and Fitzwater cross the line together. Spurleytube leads the lap. Again, just proves the power of the shuffle here at Talladega and how quickly that running order does change. And again, re-emphasises that point of, you know, anyone can really win this. If you're in the lead group right now, you've got a pretty decent chance. 3 wide down the backstretch though. Spurleytube is going to remain out front. He's got a push from Elias Leitonen in second place in the 3 car. 3 wide for third. Look at Mac Johnson coming through. Help from Peter Willey and also his team. Anderson Reed, MJ Motorsports. That is Mac's car. That's 73. And here he is helping him up towards the front. Max trying to get to his Stuart Haas teammate Riley Spurleytube in first place. And here he goes towards the inside of Leitonen. Can he get any help, though, from the pack behind him? As the front 3 have gone a considerably amount clear. This means that Anderson Reed should get a decent run here. But Mac Johnson is going for the lead in the Busch Light Ford Mustang. Been a long time since Mac Johnson's visited NRUK victory lane. He's looking to snap a long winless streak today if he can get back there. He's not going to get the lead, though, because his own driver, Anderson Reed, took it straight off him. Said, no thank you, I'm coming through, I'm going to get this lead. He's gone and got it. Jeremy Baylor for Corley racing behind him. Trey Bartow, Hawk Spletzer. And there was people going there towards the apron, I saw, but looks like they've sorted it all out. A bit of an interesting line off of turn number 4 there for those drivers. And Anderson Reed will lead a lap in that 73. Good job from Anderson. MJ Motorsports lead their first ever laps in the NRUK Cup Series. That Miller Lite 73 looking hot indeed. That Ford Mustang has been in pretty decent form this year, but they are going to look for slight improvements probably out of Anderson. But they've had an alright debut year. Here comes Hawk Spletzer for Blue Jay Motorsports, another underdog towards the front. Ash Jacobson owning this team and bringing it up to the NRUK Cup Series. Toyota Camry, out in the lead they go, and he's got the reigning champ Nonigan Scott pushing behind him. But Nonigan gets shoveled up to the middle lane. Here comes Rick Ware Racing's Brandon Beale to the front with a help from William Duncan, who was a NRUK Cup Series winner back in season number 4. A memorable victory at Rockingham, US for William Duncan. It's been a tough year since joining the Wood Brothers for him. How he'd love to return to victory lane today. Vargas leads the charge on the inside. He's got help from Akira Saito and Anthony Charbois. Are they going to get put 4 wide down the backstretch? It's Scott and Vargas in the kind of precarious position, but I think Hawk Splets is going to think better of it and allow the 24 to get back in line and get back up to the high side to prevent another wreck from happening. The front 2 have gone clear, but Akira Saito's on the charge for EKH Enterprises. Can't get it done this time. Stays to the inside. Has a good push from Anthony Charbois. Mitchell Collins, another driver there on the inside I can see as well. As this lead pack still going strong on a good green flag run. And now William Duncan abandons Brandon Beale. Drops low and is going to go to the lead. William Duncan out in front. Not for long though, because Akira Saito has other ideas. And now the first lap car is going to be John Stewart, who's obviously pulled down pit lane with an issue as well, because he was up at the front early on in this race. He was second on the restarts. The 32's had issues and has had to pull down pit lane. That means he's now significantly off the pace, and he'll be the first lap car these guys have to encounter here. Charbois got to the front. All Fords kind of leading the way at the moment. Here comes Justin Zidell to the inside. We're going to catch the lap car of Stewart any second now, probably on the next lap. Still a lot in with an opportunity though to get in a victory. What a result it'd be if Drive Sober Motorsports or Blue Jay, you know, one of the driver-owned teams in this series. What a result it'd be for them if they could visit NRUK Victory Lane. What a story that'd be. Lap car is approaching them, not too fast, but they're going to get there. They're going to get to him sooner rather than later. Mathis Wells has pitched his 18 towards the front on the inside lane. He's going to get out in front for a minute, but JJ Reed might drop low. Now where does the 32 of John Stewart go? Which lane is he going to block? Which lane is he going to halt? And it looks like it might be the inside lane, which he's going to cause a little bit of trouble here. No, he doesn't. He moves to the outside and will impede Mathis Wells and Justin Zidell instead. So JJ Reed goes clear in the 47. Kyle Hunter follows him through. Eli Bright, Elias Layton and Riley Spurleytube on the inside. Spurleytube's got help from both his teammates there. The likes of Yo and Matt Johnson. But look at how slow Code Red is. He's even slower than John Stewart, so he's going to be even more of a hazard to these guys. In fact, I think now that Stewart's in the draft, he has picked up pace for the rest of the field. But look at Code Red being a hazard almost to his teammate there, JJ Reed, and now holding up the 10 of Riley Spurleytube and some others. Spurleytube's going to get past. Can Cody Smart get past? Mathis Wells and Colton Yo are being held up big time as the kind of top 5, or not even that, I think top 5 have got away. Top 4 even have gained an advantage and pulled away from the rest of the field as Code Red continues to hinder the progress of some of these drivers. Again, now these guys have had their progress hindered, they might look for a caution to maybe get these themselves bunched up again. Roman Fenway's the next lap car, but it might not be a while until we reach him instead. Eli's back out in front in his 88 though for Hendrick. And Kyle Hunter is stalking him. Just waiting in the wings right now is Kyle. And a new ride this year for the 96. Had a pretty average year. Trying to replace Felix Janssen, who did a really good job driving that car last season. But Kyle might be able to, do some bits and bobs here. But the lap car of John Stewart is having other ideas. He wants to do it the old-fashioned way and unlap himself by passing the leader, Eli Bright. Look at Cody Smart coming down the backstretch with a run. But Felix Janssen drops low instead. He wants to taste the action for the lead, but he's not going to get anywhere close to Eli Bright this time down the backstretch. Haven't had a wreck since that lap 2 incident. These guys have been clean since then. And Eli Bright's led the most laps. Can he get that bonus point for leading the most laps at Talladega? Cody Smart, the Daytona 500 champion, looking to win the second Super Speedway race of the year. Make it a sweep of the Super Speedway races. The front three remain single file. That 32 still a lap down and now causing havoc to the leader, Eli Bright. It's going to allow Smart, Collins, Janssen all to get past on the inside lane. And now Eli will be a sitting duck on the outside. Here goes Mitchell Collins in the 36 though. He can't get it done. Instead the 17 drops low. And will be there on the inside. He now takes the lead. Anderson Reed and Max Rossi pushing behind him. 32 though. Despite being a lap car, no shit's given at all. He's just blocking everyone right now. 4 wide behind him and the yellow's out. Yellow flag is out. What has happened? I do not know. Might have been a spin between these guys. Looks like Brandon Beal, Colton Yo and Justin Zidell have been caught up. And that will now reset everything as we are under yellow flag. Going to try and find out what this is for. Anderson Reed for MJ Motorsports is the leader. Trying to figure out what happened. We'll catch you guys back up when we find out why. But it might involve these 3 cars who are behind the pack right now. First, I was unsure what this caution was for, but a header issue on Christian Vargas put some debris on the track from earlier, and that debris caused a debris yellow. So that resets the field now with 7 to go when we get back to the restart. Vargas is out of the race. The 00 done a header one on his car. Debris over the racetrack, and that's what caused this yellow. So an unusual one here in the NRUK Cup Series. But that gives us a very interesting shootout with a couple of laps remaining. Anderson Reed for driver-owned Mac Johnson and MJ Motorsports leads this race. John Stewart is second in line, but he's a lap down, and he's been causing all sorts of havoc all race long. He's currently second in line, but what effect is he going to have on this race? Felix Janssen is in second. Third for Max Rossi. Fourth, Mitchell Collins. So a lot of Fords running well and running up towards the front. Fifth, Trey Bartow. Sixth is Mathis Wells. Seventh, Cody Smart. Eighth for Peter Willey. Ninth for Zachary Fitzwater Sr. And in 10th is Eli Bright. Who's going to make those big Bonnie moves to get to the front and get the dub at Talladega? We're about to find out as we're getting ready for possibly the final restart of the day. Who is going to come home the victor from Talladega Super Speedway? Pace car down pit lane. Anderson Reed leads them back to the restart zone. Here we go. It's about to get crazy. Green flag back in the air. We're racing once again. And everyone fans out as we go down the front stretch. And Reed, not with the greatest of restarts. Janssen dives to the high side, looking to get a run. But Max Rossi now in the 41, sits in prime position behind Anderson. Can he make a move to get to the lead? Mathis Wells on the inside lane. Look at Fitzwater. Rossi takes the run, but Wells is not having any of it. He goes to the middle lane. John Stewart's out in front, but remember, he does not lead this race. He's a lap down. It's now Max Rossi to the front, but Fitzwater takes him 4 wide. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. hungry for an NRUK Cup Series victory. One win that he's not attained in his incredible career just yet is a win in the NRUK Cup Series. He might get that done now. But it's Eli Bright who's been out in front for most of the day. He now back to the lead at Talladega. That 88's been so strong. It's been out in front for so long in this event. He now leads once more. He's got a push from Riley Spurley Tube, Logan Williams, JJ Reed all on the inside lane. He goes high, but Spurley Tube drops low in the 10. Can he pass the 88 car? Into turns 3 and 4. Spurley needs the help from Reed or Wells on the inside lane. Looking to follow up a victory that he got at Bristol earlier in the year. Can he now go and win Talladega as well? Moves high. That's going to allow some room for JJ Reed. Oh, Mathis Wells through the grass. Wells way into the grass. Oh, and back up into the racetrack. He's causing a wreck. They're spinning and the caution is out. Now the race is on. Who's going to get back to the start-finish line first and win this race? Right now it's JJ Reed for JTG Dougherty Racing. Out in front. Mac Johnson, the challenger on the inside. This is the race for the victory. Elias Leightonen's going free wide to the inside lane. Mac Johnson trying to snap a long winless streak. Here comes Kyle Hunter on the inside lane. It's between Mac Johnson and Kyle Hunter. Stuart Haas, or the upset for the Gorn brothers. Through the tri-oval one more time. He's done it. The winless streak is over for Mac Johnson. Mac Johnson wins at Talladega. He comes to the caution flag to get the victory. Mac Johnson has snapped the winless streak, and if he can just nurse that 4-car around for a couple more laps, he is a winner again in the NRUK Cup Series. Believe Mac's last victory was back in season number 2. It's been a long 3-year wait for Mac to return to the victory lane, and he's back at Talladega. He snaps it driving the 4 for Stuart Haas Racing and took advantage of a late race caution that took out a lot of drivers there to be the winner. Mathis Wells went flying off through the infield, took out a lot of guys, including Anderson Reed. But Mac Johnson here is the winner. Second place for Kyle Hunter. What a run for the Gaunt brothers. He was well in it at the end. Third for Riley Spurley. Fourth in the end for Nonagon Scott. It's fifth for Elias Leighton. Sixth for JJ Reed. He led coming to that last lap. Logan Williams with a top 10. Zachary Fitzwater Senior 8th. 9th for Eli Bright. Peter Willie with a first career top 10 as well. But what happened there with Mathis Wells? He went darting to the inside lane through the infield and took out a lot of guys there in a wreck, and it handed the win in the end to Mac Johnson. So see how that last caution came out, and then we'll come to the finish flag where Mac Johnson will cross the finish line in first. This is the caution that caused that last lap stir and caused us to race back to the line. Mathis Wells in the 18 for a wild ride through the grass here. You see, he looks to the inside here at JJ Reed. He's got Mac Johnson behind him. And, I don't know, just gets loose or something. He just dives to the inside. Through the grass he goes and then just washes up back into the track. And he just takes out, I think it's Hawk Spletzer here. And Spletzer gets into the 73, gets into Max Rossi and Trey Bartow. Felix Janssen caught up in this one as well. There's Akira Saito getting some damage. And these guys go for a spin. And that ends up bringing out the caution here. I mean, such an odd wreck to have at the end of the race. Max Rossi taken out in the end, and he was having a really good day going as well, or a decent day for that 41 team, but now that's all been ruined by this last lap wreck and incident. See, just through the turn here, this is where Wells got it all wrong into Spletzer and caused this massive shunt at the end. Felix Janssen goes spinning around as well, Akira Saito into it, and oh, here come the rest of them, Soderlund, Gary, Thompson, all flying into this wreck, and what an odd way to finish this race. While that was happening, the caution was out. And down the backstretch, this is the move that won Mac Johnson the race. He had a push from Kyle Hunter and Nonagon Scott. Elias Leighton looked free wide to the inside. JJ Reed came ever so close to getting the victory in the end. And he thought Kyle Hunter could potentially have a sniff here for the Gaunt brothers and cause an absolute massive shock. Johnson left the inside lane open. Hunter couldn't capitalise and then just fights the inside. Eli Bright does the same thing as Wells towards the inside. And Mac Johnson just about holds on for the victory. Incredible. What a race, man. What a race, and what a weird ending to the race as well. Get through these final couple of laps then. And for the final time, through 3 and 4 and through the tri-oval, Mac Johnson for Stuart Haas Racing. Another Stuart Haas win again in the NRUK Cup Series. They are still the powerhouse team, and for Mac Johnson, a well-deserved victory after a long dry spell for him. And that win puts him into the top 10 in points and in a chase berth for now. Full finishing results then on the left-hand side of your screen right there. Good day for a lot of drivers, but others struggled in the race for the title. Evan Hunter in 25th, the championship leader. Leader, not the greatest day that he could have wanted, but no one really capitalised behind him. Spurley maybe is going to close that gap. He's one to look out for when the points do get released. For the rest of the field, you can see where your drivers have finished. Thank you all so much for watching the NRUK Cup Series. Again, we'll be back for race number 10 at Michigan. That one should be a cracker, and I hope you can join us once again for some great action. See you all very soon.